Hey everyone, it's Megan, and today I'm going to make a Meg's Musings video, and this is going to be about how I deal with anxiety and stress and also like remain optimistic and stuff. I did write up all these points that I wanted to cover, but I thought I would just sort of go with it and just wing it, I guess. If I miss anything, I'll probably make a second video that goes with this too. But I was thinking about this because it's almost finals and we have less than a month of school. Everything's in complete full swing. It's absolute mayhem. Work is really tough. It's just everything is crazy, and it's beautiful weather now. Today is almost 90 degrees. It's 89 right now, which is what? It was snowing 2 weeks ago, so it's really crazy. But all those factors go into making me very, very stressed, and I already have a lot of anxiety about things that really don't matter, but then things like this are obviously things that matter. So I just wanted to talk about how I deal with it, and obviously my experiences aren't going to be exactly the same as anyone else's, but maybe you can get some ideas on things to try if you feel especially anxious or stressed or anything like that. So the first thing is to make time for things that you love, to make me time. And that could be anything. If you like playing video games, make time for that. If you love to read, make time to read. If you love to go to concerts or see movies or stuff like that, make time for it, even though you feel like you don't have any time, because a lot of people feel like they don't have time to do the things that they love, and then they end up not doing stuff that they love, and so then they're miserable, which goes into remaining happy and optimistic. And I always try to make time for myself and things that I enjoy, just because, not because of any sort of existential reason. It's just, it makes me happy. It's not some philosophical thing. It makes me happy. I don't need a reason, and that's pretty much my mentality about it. I love to do makeup. I've talked about this in another Meg's Musings video, and it's very relaxing to me. So I make time to do my makeup. Often I'm running late to class or work or something, so I don't have time to fully enjoy it, but when I'm home and when it's the weekend and stuff, I just like to play around, do my makeup really nice, and it's just because I enjoy it. And I think that's really, really important to keep up with things that you love, especially when you're stressed. When I was a freshman, I saw a speaker and he said that you have to create habits when things are good, so then you maintain them when things get harder. And that has stuck with me. Now I'm a junior, I'm almost a senior. So over these past few years, that has really stuck with me and really made me reevaluate some things. And it's so true that you need to develop these habits that are good when things are easy or less stressful, because then you can employ them and enact them when things are really tough. And that goes for anything. That could be taken in a million different ways, but for this particular topic I thought that was a really good thing to mention, because I never thought of it that way, and that really changed my mind about a lot of things. Another thing that I heard during my time at college that has really resonated with me is knowing the difference between being busy and being overworked. And I think a lot of people get so involved and they have so many responsibilities, especially when you're in college. You think it's really tough in high school, and it is, but college is just a whole different playing field. It's craziness 24/7, I swear. But you need to know the difference between being busy and being overworked, and you have to be honest with yourself about it. I'm a person that I just like to go, 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 and I don't really pause and take the time to see how I am mentally, and when I do, usually I find out that something's off. So if you can check in with yourself once a week, once a day, that would be great. Every few days, just see how you're doing, and if something's wrong, pinpoint what's wrong. And I've been getting a lot better at doing that, just seeing if I get stressed out about something. I get really, really frustrated with things really fast, and then I'm wait, why am I even mad? Because the anger stays with me even though the thing that frustrated me is over. But it's just like I have to go backtrack and say, okay, what like was the tipping point of this, because it's usually not worth it. And if something really is bothering you, especially if it's with like another person, and if it's eating away at you, because that happens to me all the time, if it's eating away at you, you need to talk to the person. You need to just flat out like talk about whatever is bothering you. And that has really saved me a lot of like mental anguish, and it's also strengthened a lot of my friendships, because if you're able to talk about things, you don't, like, if a person thinks that you're mad at them, you really can't hide your feelings. At least I can't. I'm not very good at it. I don't know about you, but I can't hide my feelings very well. So if I'm annoyed with someone, it usually is very perceivable. And if you don't like tell them why you're annoyed or why you're mad or why you're hurt by them, they'll never know. And your friendship or your relationship, if you're in like if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a husband or wife or anything, if you don't communicate with them about what's bothering you, it'll first of all fester away at you, but also like eat away at your relationship, and it's just not worth it. Like I get very like nervous, and I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to confrontation, even if it's just like just having a serious talk, like even if it's not about like something bad. I just get so much anxiety leading up to it, but when I actually do it, and especially when it's over, I feel 500 times better. Like, I've never felt worse after it. Going along with that, another thing that I have learned throughout the past few years is to really keep strong friendships and strong relationships with people like your family or people that you just hold really close to your heart, because I know that when I get like anxious or like stressed or just whatever, like any bad emotion, I distance myself from people, and that's when you need people the most. And I feel like I really like take myself away from situations, and I don't want to like be part of things when I'm feeling like stressed out or like depressed or anything like that, because usually when I'm stressed out it leads to me feeling really down and really depressed. So that's why I try to be proactive. Like sometimes I just feel depressed just because, but a lot of the time it stems from stress or anxiety. But like keeping constant communication with people, even if you don't feel like it, can really make a huge difference, because they may be feeling bad too and they don't want to communicate with you, but you still want to talk to them and make sure your friendship is okay, because like I said before, if you're not communicating about what's wrong, they'll just think you're mad at them for no reason or whatever, and it could really hurt your friendship or relationship. Another thing that I struggle with is my mind racing at night, and I don't know if a lot of people have that happening, but probably people that are more prone to being anxious or anything along those lines. But what I've learned that if I exercise during the day and if I stay like busy and active, I can really fall asleep much easier, and I can sleep throughout the night. And I just started doing the insanity workout on Monday, and today's our third day of doing it. I'm doing it with two of my other roommates, and I mean, it's tough. It's really insane, and I've never worked out this hard in my life. Like, it's crazy, but I can sleep so much better. I've noticed the past 2 nights that I just am like out, and that never ever happens to me. I'm usually like sitting there just like wondering about things, and things that don't even, like things from the past that are like over and done. I'm like, oh, what if like I change that? What if I like talk to them? And it's like, no, like just go to sleep. And I tell myself, like in my mind, if I find myself like thinking about tons of different things, I'm just like, Megan, you'll deal with this in the morning. Like, you're not thinking about it now. Because I often think about all the schoolwork and all the work at work that I have to do, and it just like frazzles my brain, and I'm just like, I'll think about it tomorrow. And usually that's the end of it, but sometimes like it doesn't work. But that also goes with that I pray a lot, and I try to pray every single night. It helps me reflect, and it also like reminds me about what's really important. And like I said, I get anxious and stressed out about things that really don't matter in the long run. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. like just little things that I worry about, and it's like insane that I do, but I do. And just to reflect, and even if you don't pray, if you just like think, it can really help you sort things out in your mind. And something that I've been doing since the beginning of 2012 is journaling every single night. And sometimes I am not able to because I'm like having too much fun, or like I'm up too late and I just fall asleep. But most nights for the past, like, this is 2013, so I've been doing it for over a year. I'll journal, and it's just one page. Here, let me show you. I have books like this, and I just do one page a night, and it's like wide ruled paper, and it's not that much. I don't have to like write so much, because that's what always daunted me about journals, is that there was so much space and I could never like fill it or keep a routine. And so now I do it every single night right before I go to bed, and it just really helps me reflect. And also I can look back on things and see what I like wrote down and see what I wanted to remember, because a lot of times I'll write about the things that were good that happened that day, and not really talking about things that were bad. And I think that's really good, because in the long run, hopefully you remember the things that were really good as opposed to things that were really bad. But if you dwell on them and they eat away at your like heart and your mind and your soul, you'll just always be sad. And you should really focus on things that make you happy and the people that make you happy. I have this quote on my wall that says, "I think we like to complicate things when it's really quite simple. Find what it is that makes you happy and who it is that makes you happy, and you're set. Promise." And I really love that quote, because it just, like I've been saying, it makes you focus on things that are positive, and it'll give you hopefully a more positive outlook on life, because you're surrounding yourself by things that you love, and going back to making time for things that you love, that's so important. And some people are just like naturally depressed, and they are more prone to have clinical depression or bipolar disorder or any of those things, and mental illness and the stigma behind them is something that's very important to me. And I think it's really hard for people to talk about it when they are clinically depressed, or if they have any other sort of mental disorder. And it is a disorder. It's not like a choice to be depressed or anything. Jennifer Lawrence said the most amazing thing that I've ever heard. She said, people don't like question you if you take medicine for asthma or diabetes, but the second you say that you take medicine for having a mental problem, it's just like there's something wrong with you. And that was not exactly the quote that she said, but that's what I took away from it, and that's basically what she said. But it's just really important to me that people can talk about it if they have any sort of mental problems. Like anxiety and panic disorders is a disorder, and I don't think I have anxiety that bad that it's a disorder, but I do have, but it's not something to be ashamed of, and it's not something that you should feel bad about or that you should hide. And that goes along with being open with your friends and your family, and being able to talk to them about things, especially important things. It's one thing to have friends that you can have fun with, and I think that's important too, to have friends that you can just like do whatever you want and they just won't care because they think you're crazy as well. But to have friends and family that you can truly talk to about difficult issues is so important to your overall well-being and your happiness. And I think I've been like 10 times or more happier ever since I've been able to really figure out who the people are that I can talk to about tough issues, because not everyone will understand or like really want to listen, but there are people in your life that will want to listen. And this is getting off topic, but I think that all like ties in together with it, and this is just a vlog, so I hope you guys don't mind that I'm like rambling. But what else do I want to say? I should have looked at my list, but I just wanted to be more like personal, one-on-one with you guys, instead of like looking at a list and just going down that. But definitely some takeaways from this I hope that you get are that it's okay if you are depressed or if you are not as happy as you could be, because there are tons of ways that you can be happier. And I personally don't choose to take any medicine for feeling depressed or like any of those things, like being anxious. I don't take medicine for that. But some people choose to, and that's perfectly okay. But I think that having these tools in your tool belt to like employ and see if you can make yourself happier just by doing that and make yourself less stressed. And another thing that I really want to touch on is to have time management. And I had no sense of time management before I started college, like none. Even my first year of college, I really wasn't a good student because I was just like, I have all this free time, like I'm just gonna do nothing. And I still do nothing because that makes me happy. I love to watch hours and hours of YouTube or TV shows. But I've learned to time manage like 500-fold. I cannot even believe how like successful I have been at college since I've taught myself how to be good at time management. And that can be as easy as making lists. I make lists daily. I make several lists a day. I'll make checklists, I'll make like to-do lists, I'll make every kind of list. I'll say like on Monday this is due, on Tuesday this is due, everything like that. And I just map it all out, and I like make sure to check all the boxes at the end of the week, and I'll even put like to-do lists for the next week just so I can look ahead and see if I can accomplish anything that's for the next week this week. Because you never know if you'll have free time that you just want to do something productive, which is usually not a lot, but sometimes you will. But time management is crucial to your success in life, I think, but it will also really help you from being less stressed, because if you have a list of things and keep it manageable, like don't write 100,000 things that you have to do, and like because you don't have to do it that day, like see when it's due, plan it out, and prioritize. Prioritizing is so important because some things are more important to you than other things. Like I have a huge research paper due on Tuesday. That is my first priority because like even though I have 3 other things due on Tuesday, they're smaller and worth less points, and there's a lot of factors that go into why the research paper is my top priority. But like today at work, I was working on a lower priority thing because it didn't take as much brain power. I was just like writing about something that was more of an opinion. But the research paper, I have to go through all my sources and stuff, so that's my top priority, but you can still do things on your checklist when you have time to do them. And time management is different for everyone. Everyone has different schedules. And I think going back to knowing when you're being busy versus being overworked, I think it is really important to maintain a schedule that is pretty much full most of the time. I have more time on the weekends and nights than people that choose to party or do whatever they do on the weekends, but that makes them happy. I have a different happiness agenda, I guess. But I try to stay really busy doing like schoolwork and having shifts at work during the week, and then have the weekend as more of a like free, relaxing time. And that has really worked out for me this semester. And I'm really busy during the week, which means I'm a little more stressed, but I'm being really productive and I'm using my time very wisely. And then on the weekends I can just lollygag and do nothing and sleep in and stuff. But just like prioritize, and if your weekends are really important to you to keep free, then do a lot of work during the week and you'll be thankful that you did. Because I put stuff off. I usually don't put stuff off anymore, but I put stuff off 2 weeks ago and now, or last week, and now I'm really feeling the burn this week. So just like know when you should just stay busy, and I think that's really important. Goes along with prioritizing and time management. I think those are the main things that I wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this. This was really like spastic, I guess, but I thought that maybe you guys would like to hear this, especially people that are going through a stressful time like finals week and stuff. But well, it's not finals week yet, but it's leading up to it, and then it's gonna be really crazy. But yeah, I hope you all are doing well in school, and I hope you're enjoying work if you have a real job. But thank you so much for watching, and if you have any tips on how you stay less stressed or how you keep your anxiety at bay or how you stay optimistic, please leave them in comments down below because I'm sure people would love to hear your opinions as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this and enjoy the warm weather while it lasts, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!